You know, sitting out here playing with these dogs really got me thinking something about just the fact that sometimes when you get started with something, it's not all that pretty looking, but you sure want the end result. You sure want the satisfaction of knowing that everything is just so pretty and so awesome and just so well behaved and so just performing the way that you just see on these TV shows and these movies where the dog is just so perfect. Sometimes when you get started in something, it doesn't look so pretty. It doesn't look so awesome. It doesn't look so fun. It doesn't look so amazing. It doesn't look so just make you even kind of feel good inside. Sometimes things start off really, really rocky, really, really challenging, really, really difficult, really just kind of gets into feelings a little bit of, am I headed to the right direction with what it is that I'm doing? Because it's not looking like what I want, but I do know I got to start somewhere. My name is Mark Anthony Dubose Jr. and I was born July 4th, 1986. Today, it's a beautiful day. It rained, like flooded rain, and it's very fascinating because I just somehow missed it. But I saw the aftermath of it. And seeing the aftermath of it let me know something serious had to go on for that rain to be able to look the way that it looks when I got here. And then it just really put a thought in me with just everything on this concept today of things really don't look pretty in the middle of getting to start something. Getting the start of all the trees out here and the vegetation and things to be able to grow, to be able to survive, it's very traumatic looking. The thunder comes in, the lightning comes in, the rain really just starts to pour down just ruthlessly hard. It's really tragic looking in reality with what's going on, and it's challenging for majority of everything out here to deal with that in the moment. But once that settles in, once that falls, once that gets good to go, then it's like, yeah, I can see the beautiful things that come from it now. I see the beautiful grass that comes from it. I see the beautiful vegetation that's constantly coming from it. I see just the luscious of all the food that I'm able to consume because of it. So many things on this planet just don't really start off looking all that great in the beginning. But it's the matter of being consistent and staying at it that it really starts to just get to become a very absolutely amazing, beautiful thing. That's something for me to just really make sure that I'm letting somebody know. Just because you're struggling right now with trying to get a good understanding of yourself and knowing who God is. Just because it feels like you're not really headed in the right direction. Just because it feels like you're just at a standstill even. That almost like you're kind of going backwards sometimes. I'm telling you. That is the way of progression on this planet. That not always you're just on this like just straight up good to go. Sometimes you like get going and then you just kind of fall down a little bit. You stumble a little bit. And those are times of just absolute reflection on making sure that we are headed to where it is that we want to go. Because sometimes we have to go downhill. We got to fall back. We've got to stumble to really let us know where it is that we actually do want to go. Because when you stumble, it just kind of puts you back into where you used to be. And then you come to really realize that you don't want to be where you used to be. You want to be onto something completely different. Something that I just really realized with working, especially with dogs. I just see it over and over and over and over, and working with any animal and working with my own dang on self, that I get to a point where things just don't look all that great with what I'm doing because I'm not used to it. It's not my normal. I'm trying to introduce something into my life that is just different. And when you bring in different stuff, it's not going to be so easy and so simple at first because you're going to kind of want to do what you used to do while you're trying to do the new stuff. So you have to have this massive battle that's going on back and forth with yourself to figure out how to be able to get yourself to be able to just push through that. Of realizing I want the new and I want to let the old go. And the only way to let the old go is to let more of the new come in. And more of the new is going to be pretty uncomfortable. It's not gonna be so smooth. It's not gonna be so just relaxed and so laid back. It's gonna be a lot of force upon yourself in reality to just get yourself to just have to get into it and have to get yourself to do something that you've just never been able to be a part of. And that simple thing is sometimes just being in a happy state is challenging because you've never really been in it. You've never really had it. Sometimes being in an excited state is very, very challenging because you've never really been a part of it. And that in reality, when you get excited, I don't know about you, but I just know with me in my personal life of things that I've been a part of, things that I've done, that like I forcibly would like force myself not to get excited. I would get something that I know I really was like, I want to be able to do this. I want to be able to experience this. I want to be able to even have this. And I know that if I have this, I like this. And I would hold those feelings in of just like, it's good enough. I would just constantly keep doing that. That today, something amazing can happen to me and I'm just like, it's okay. I don't really show any sort of emotion with it. And I know that's very, very complicated for some people that are around me because they're just looking at me like, are you happy with me? Are things okay? And I'm like, it's okay. And I'm just really holding back what it is that I really want to be able to say and what it is that I really want to be able to do because I've just been constantly doing that over and over. I mean, how many of y'all just really been happy and you just kind of, you force yourself to not show it, not express it, not be about it. Who knows why? Who knows the situation behind that? But I just know that I've done that, and I know that a lot of people around me have done that in certain circumstances as well. That we're out here trying to do, hey, Oreo, we're out here. Yeah, that was you. Come on. Rooster Man's cool. We way over here right now. most of us are trying to live this life of absolute joy, and when we actually do get in it, we kind of almost start rejecting it. And then even at the same time, if you're trying to like bring someone else around into your life to be able to express to them how you're doing and how things are, that, yeah, I know I smell like dog treats, guys. Or get down. Get down. I know I've been in here making good dog treats, and now these dogs look at me like I'm a massive dog treat. Doing pretty good at trying to get better and better at making these treats. It's something that I'm just super passionate about. That starts off rocky, starts off complicated, starts off iffy, it starts off like really challenging, but I just get better and better at it. I just noticed that with everything, and more that I try to just show that out to the world instead of just holding that back in. I'm realizing like things are starting to be a little bit better for me, a little bit more calm for me, a little bit more likable for me, I guess, is something that I can say. And I'm allowing other people to be around me to be able to see the greatness that I'm doing, and not just try to shove it off and shove it away and just act like nothing matters to me. Something that I just do know, that when you try to change, it's hard to represent that change. It's hard to show that change. Oreo, it's hard to show that change because you kind of are in a way of like, I don't even want to, like, well, that's a good word to say, and it's like jinx it. I don't want to like put out there that Oreo down. I don't want to put out there that everything is going good and going great for me, and then I just, something happens and I stumble. Where I'm going to say that's going to be a matter of fact of a matter of fact of a fact on a matter of fact, that you're going to stumble and things aren't going to look so great. And there's going to be people around you that are going to kind of basically like look at you like, aha, see, you thought you were so good. Now what? Now where you at? Now where God at? Now what's he going to do for you? See, you failed. It didn't work out. You lost it all. You lost your job. You lost your house. You lost this. You lost that. It didn't come out for you. That's going to happen. But that's the biggest time when you just got to stay firmer and stay even stronger with what it is that you're doing. Because I'm telling you, not everything is just this perfect overall stream. Tests, challenges, complications are going to come to us. In reality, in the way that I see it, in the way that I understand it, in the way that I read about it, is these challenges are going to come to us because it's almost a way of making sure that we do want what it is that we want. And sometimes we say we want something, but then you start getting into it and then you realize like, I don't know. I really don't want that. Like, I thought I wanted that, but I thought that was going to help me out. But you get in it and you're like, I'm not sure. That's why you should be thankful and praying all day and every day that certain things, and most all things, we don't get instantly. Because sometimes the instant gratification of the thing that we think that we want could actually destroy us and put us into a horrible stance, in a horrible situation where we thought we wanted it, where we rubbed the genie and said, I want this. And then it shows up and you're just like, now I don't even know how to handle that. Now I don't even know how to work with that. That's pretty much any and everything that's on this planet. Something that we should really try our best to focus upon, why it takes a while to get things that we want, why it takes time for us to be able to get into the position to be able to have the things that we want, why the things that have came to us already, why did it come when it came? Because if it would have came any earlier, if it would have came any later, think about that real hard, about what everything that's going on with you. Because if you would have got it too soon, who knows what would have happened? You may have just lost it. And you may have gotten to the point where you just don't, man, that car sounds nice. And you just get to the point that you get discouraged that you lost it, that you never even get back into it again. Or you got into it too late. Sometimes things just, I would say, come too late, where it's just like, why is that going on? But nothing's ever too late. That's one thing that I'm going to say that I know about who God is and what God's all about. He always on time, because I'm always on time. I always tell myself I'm always on time, regardless of what's going on. Even if I'm 5 minutes behind, the other people are 10 minutes behind. So I'm still 5 minutes on ahead. So I'm always on time, because God's always on time. And more that you really understand that everything is on time, everything comes to you when it needs to come to you on time, you're going to start to really appreciate and love and just live an absolute magnificent life on this planet. And that's something that we really need to pay and focus more of our attention on, as opposed to the things that start to challenge us and the things that we get backslid with, of knowing that not everything is going to be perfect every day. That, I believe in Jesus and I'm just done and I'm saved and everything's good to go. My life is just going to be a smooth ride. No, now, in reality, now the challenges are really going to start happening. Now the confliction is going to start coming into you. Now the thoughts of how to be able to better myself is going to come to you. Now the things that once you get to that point, now you just constantly keep on moving. It's like for me today and yesterday, I've been challenged with the new challenge of, now I've been able to do something in such a way that now it's like I've got to push my skills out way more than I've ever been able to even think about doing. Now I've got to come up with game plans. Now I've got to go away from just how do I help one person and how do I help 100 people? How do I help 1,000 people? Because now it's getting pushed. It's getting pushed upon me. And it's almost like if this came to me earlier, I may have stumbled, I may have fumbled. But today I have the backing. Today I have the resources. Today I even have people that can help me and assist me with doing what it is that I want to be able to do. And now I'm able to see why certain things just have to take the time that they have to take, regardless of what it looks like in the moment. That's something that I think that we get challenged with, because we're constantly like thinking of the past and thinking about the future, as opposed to thinking about right here, right now, what opportunities are with us right here for us to be able to be able to do, to be able to experience. And that's something that I think is probably the most important thing that we should focus more of our time on. Stop worrying about what's going to happen June 1st. Stop thinking about what's going to happen, when's that stuff? 24th, January something, 6th? I think it's January 6th, 24th, Election Day. Stop even thinking about any of that. Think about where we at right now. And if we're not happy with what we see here, what can we do now to make sure that when that does come, we could do something different about it, that we can have something different about it, that we can have a different thinking about it, that we can make something about it, that we could talk to more people to figure out how to be able to get things better about it. That's something that I think collectively, all of us, especially living in the United States of America, and anybody who wants to come here, we need to collectively try to figure out how can we make things different, because we can't keep doing the same stuff. And we can't even like try to revamp what we already have. We need something completely different. We need a completely different system. We need to get away from anything we've done. We need to get away from anything that we've even tried. And we need to try something that is just, we never even thought of. And sometimes when doing that, we need to bring in some people that we never even thought would even be for this position. We would have thought be for this place. We need to bring in a whole new beginner's mind to be able to do and be able to have on this planet. And that's something that I've just come to realize is it doesn't look so pretty at first. It may be a little rocky, but that little rockiness doesn't mean we're headed to disaster. That little rockiness means that we're going to head into something better and be able to have that peace that we're looking for, be able to have the availability of access of what we're looking for, be able to have the housing we're looking for, have the food we're looking for, have the resources we're looking for. But at first it may be a little challenging. It may look a little off. But that off of being something completely different than we've ever been able to be a part of, that's something that I think that we as a people need to start to be able to get more comfortable with. That change, that initial change up front, knowing that it's going to be better, but right now it's going to suck for a little bit, just a short little bit, maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks. It may suck for a little bit, maybe challenging for a little bit, but once we get past that, we're going to see and know that there's something greater at the end. And with that, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for the conversations that I keep on continually having, for the stuff that keeps on happening to me, the situations that I keep on stumbling upon myself into. And sometimes I just don't understand why I see and meet and get around certain people that just like see something in me, and they're just like, man, I see you. And I want you to be seen by these other people, and just putting me into them without even me like my consent in reality, but putting me, I appreciate that like absolute crazy, because you can see the value in me. You can see the value in what it is that for me personally, what God has been able to express and put inside of me to be able to do. You see my willingness, you see my wanting to learn and get better and constantly keep on getting into a place where I'm constantly working upon myself. You see that, and you put me in places to be able to let me keep getting better and better and keep pursuing me further and further into that. It's something for me that things come when they need to come. And it's not for us to sit here and just try to push our lives and push ourselves and push our beings on trying to force something to happen, and just allow it to happen, knowing that it's going to come when it comes. And stop trying to make stuff happen right here, right now, because I'm telling you, that's what I just know like a lot of us are doing today, and why we're struggling so much as a collective worldwide today. Not even just in the United States, but worldwide, because we want it now. We want the change now. We want the fix now. That's something that is so destructive to us, because then it allows us and it puts us into a position where we'll accept mediocre and trash and garbage and worthlessness because we want it now. That's something that we as a people need to understand, the more understanding of delayed gratification to be able to get what it is that we want. Thank you.